Hi everyone, time for another watch review, and in this video we are reviewing and taking a look at this watch. This is the Casio W-86 watch, and as you can see here, it's got a very sort of 80s kind of style to it. It's kind of got a retro style to it that I really like. As you can see on the top it says electroluminescence, and on the bottom it says illuminator in that sort of green teal color. So the LCD display is kind of framed by this sort of 80s teal sort of Miami Vice color, which is kind of cool. And it kind of reminds me of my childhood. It also has a really nice indigo style backlight. So it's kind of a greenish blue backlight. Let me see if I can get that to show here. It's this button right here, top left. So let's do that in the darkness so you can see that. So it's really quite bright. It reminds me of the Timex Indiglo type backlight. Of course, this is not a Timex, this is a Casio. And the features it has a daily alarm that you can activate, and it also has a stopwatch, and that's pretty much it. And then the day and date, of course, that you can set. So it doesn't have a countdown timer or anything like that. It's really quite simple in terms of the functions, but it's quite functional, and of course it's accurate. It's a quartz watch. And this is the back of it. You can see here, if you want to freeze frame that, just to see what it says. This one happens to be made in Thailand. And then also what's nice about this is you can take a little screwdriver and you can unscrew these little screws on the case back, and you can change the battery yourself. So it's very easy to change the battery. The battery is supposed to last about, I think, 7 years or so, but of course that's going to depend on how often you use the bright backlight. And let me go ahead and put this on my wrist so you can kind of see how it looks like on wrist. And this is how it looks like on wrist. As you can see, it's not a real big watch, but it is bigger than some other Casios in this sort of shape. I think the F91 is one of them, or maybe it's F71. That one is smaller than this one. So, this has a nice size to it, although it's not as bulky or big as like a G-Shock or anything like that. And then speaking of G-Shock, it's certainly not as durable as a G-Shock either. The crystal on it is just a plastic acrylic crystal, so it can scratch. Although the plastic acrylic crystal can be polished, so that's something. But the case of it is just plastic, it can be damaged. But, in general practice, I'm not super rough on these watches. So certainly compared to a G-Shock, it's not as durable as a G-Shock, but, it's still quite nice. And then you've got the sort of rubber resin band here. It's very comfortable to wear. And the main thing about this is it's just got a real retro style that I really like. I get a lot of compliments on it, like when I wear it, people say, oh, is that a vintage watch? It looks like it's from the 80s. And yeah, it really does. It's got this sort of 80s or maybe early 90s kind of vibe to it. Again, with the sort of indigo-like backlight there. So yeah, the W-86 is just a really cool Casio watch that really does sort of harken back to the 80s Miami Vice times, or maybe early 90s. With the sort of teal and black kind of color scheme here. Now I think this watch may have been discontinued fairly recently, so it might be a little hard to find. I will try to post a link in the description field for where you can find this for the best price. There were some rumors that they were maybe going to bring this watch back, but to date, as of the time of this video, I haven't seen that yet. So depending on when you're watching this, it may be something that is a little bit hard to find. But check the links in the description field. I will try to post some links where you can find this for the best price for you. I think when this was out on the market, it was only about a $30 watch, maybe even less in terms of the retail price. Of course, since it has now been discontinued, the price has gone up a little bit on it, and it's become a bit of a sought-after collector's item. So you might want to pick one of these up earlier rather than later if you're kind of thinking about this watch, just because if it never comes back, the price on it is going to keep going up and up. So yeah, the Casio W-86 is definitely a cool watch with a retro vibe to it. And for questions or comments or feedback, please feel free to leave them in the comments field. And thanks for watching another watch review video of mine. See you in my next video.